Hello, fellow Novians. My name is Rob, and I am here with an update on the Selene update. An update on the update. So the Selene update just deployed recently, and the main thing that did was add a bunch of Lua improvements and changes, which you can read about in the patch notes if you're so inclined. I don't know much about coding or Lua when it comes to that stuff. Maybe I'll learn one day, but I don't know, so I'm not going to touch on that. What I am going to touch on is the gameplay changes with the use element RDMS, which has caused some things to change. Maybe intendedly, maybe unintendedly. We won't know until we get some more patches. So a lot of you might have noticed that your dispensers are not working as intended. You may have people coming up to you telling you that, hey, your dispenser is just a blank screen. It doesn't show anything. Or, hey, I can't access your dispenser and get anything out of it. So the change that happened, if you are not aware, we'll put it up right here. So the use element RDMS no longer allows you to fully use a container. You now need to assign the specific container management rights associated to the expected level of access. So the use element now no longer provides an actor access to the container. So you need to use put items in container, retrieve items from container, and view contents, view container contents. This rights change affects all container types. It does not list dispensers on there, but I did a little bit of work, and thank you very much to Blue Dragon NPC for his assistance earlier with helping me test this out, as he was looking to buy some blueprints and was very kind enough to stick around while I screwed around with some of the RDMS settings to see exactly what needed to be in there. So we all may have or may not have used those other RDMS rights, but we always had the use element on there for interaction with certain things. Now, use element is still needed for access use for some reason still, but it's also included in the other things as well. So if you want somebody to be able to take items from a container, you would use remove items from container. If you wanted somebody to be able to put items in container, you would use the put items in container. And if you just wanted somebody to view what's in the container, you would just use the view container contents. And that applies to all of the containers. So what's going on with the dispensers? So let me first off start by saying this does not have anything to do with the connected container. Do not put rights on your connected container, because you might inadvertently give somebody access to your connected container, and instead of them coming up and buying something from your dispenser, they're going to go to your container and be like, oh, look, blueprints, let me take those. So be careful. This is just for your dispenser. So what are we going to do on the dispenser? Well, previously, the only thing you had to do for a dispenser when assigning rights was add the use element. However, I have found that this is no longer enough. However, it is still necessary. So this one here has the new public thingy-majigger public dispenser right here. So we have all as the actor, so everybody can buy from this dispenser, correct? We have the use element, but I also added view container contents. And then, of course, the name of the tag. So if you have a ton of dispensers, the easiest way to change them all is just assign a tag to them and then assign that tag to your policy, so you can change everything with just one assignment and not have to go through every single container and switch them, right? So we tried just view container contents. It did not work. Everything turned red and they weren't able to pull anything from it. So I put back in the use element, and that seems to work. So these two are what you need to make your dispensers work. You do not need remove item from container. You just need view container contents and use element. And that should get you up and running again. So if you do have dispensers, you might want to go check on them and make sure the view container contents is in there. Because what I think is happening is you're basically giving this storage container, the storage containers rely on the actor, and since the actor doesn't have permission to view what's in that container through the dispenser, it's blocking it, so you just get like a blank white screen when you click on it. So it's giving people permission to click on it, but then not showing them what's being dispensed. So intended or not intended, that is what you need to get that going again, right? Now, the other thing I have heard, and this is just a rumor at this point, although I have heard it from a couple different players, is that when you're giving somebody permission to use your ship, you want to make sure that you add in all of the container values. So take item from container, or put item from container, retrieve item from container, and view contents of container. Because what's happening is that as the actor, the code somehow flows through your character or something, and the ship, if you don't have retrieve items from container, your ship cannot pull fuel from the container to your engines. Whatever. I haven't tested that, but that is what I was told. So just make sure if you're lending out your ship that you give all of those permissions, not just use element. Right, because previously that's all you needed was just add use element and the other ones. And also with the changes that were added a while ago, make sure you add board construct, because otherwise it'll just kick the person off as soon as they get in the pilot seat, which is funny but also annoying. So that is it for this video. It is more just an informational video on what changed with the Selene update and how to fix that issue. I don't know if it's considered like a problem, but you know, some people might not know, and now you do, and knowing is half the battle, because you know, G.I. Joe. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, that's it for today. I will see you out there in space. Stay safe, my friends.